So you probably already know what I'm going to do by the title of this video, if it works out. But there's these trends in the internet world, YouTube world, especially like in the fishing, where somebody does something and then like other guys see it and they're like, that's a cool idea. And then they do it and everybody has their own little spin on it. Well, I'm doing it right now, dropping a GoPro in the water. A lot of times it's off a bridge or off a pier. I'm doing it at a tiny little creek that I have fished this creek a ton. And I came here the other day and looking in, I saw all kinds of fish. But I'm going to do it better than all the other people. I'm dropping 2 GoPros. Oh, and there they go. They're over there beeping. 2 GoPros. We're gonna drop one off one side of the bridge here. We're gonna drop one off the other side. This is like a creek that's starts not very far up. It's really clear water. There's a lot of different species in here. I'm also gonna try to catch a couple fish. So before we get started, let's just try to take a little peek over the side and see if we see anything with the camera, and then we will drop these in one at a time. I saw one fish. Oh, he's down there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's probably a bunch hiding under this little beam thing. So this bridge has a little pillar going through it. Oh, there's a bass over there. I don't know if you saw it or not. It's right there. Can we see it? I can't tell on my screen because it's so bright. Oh, yeah, there was a nice little bass. Let's go look at the other side. I can't really see my screen to see what can be seen. But there's a lot of grass in here. A lot of fish. Oh yeah. Oh my, look at that. Look at that. That's a nice bass. I gotta, oh. Holy cow, there's 3 or 4 of them. I gotta catch these guys. I may have to forget the video thing. All right, no, we gotta put the video in. Look at that. What is that? Dude, that's a giant sunfish. You know who's gonna be the most excited to see this? Me. I don't even care who views this. So let me get these ropes tied on my GoPro. Drop them in there because there's a lot of fish in here, more than I was expecting. Hopefully the lighting is going to be good. GoPro number 1 is on, and I'll spook a few fish when oh wow, I want to see if I can see these bass. Oh no, they just spooked off. I don't know if the GoPro's going to twist and turn. Where's a good spot? We're going to point it downstream. Ooh. And my goal is to drop it about a half a foot in the water. All right, we are dropping in the water. Now we're on the underwater view here. And it's amazing how the fish like already are just interested. And once it's in the water, they're not scared of it really, they don't care. There's some bass, there's some bluegill swimming around. The water clarity does get a little better in a couple of shots. That's a 10, 12-inch bass right there. There's a little other bass beside it. We're looking down into, oh, something hit the camera. I think maybe I'm still tying it off at this moment. There's several bass in there, but we're looking down into the bridge, so it's kind of dark, so it's not the best lighting. There's a couple shots where the lighting gets really good, and when the sun kind of changes, I've already looked ahead, so we're going to review that. But so right now, this is just what's going on. Oh, there we go. There's kind of like a light change. Gets a little bit different. It's just the way the sun hits. And you can see how many fish there are. There's little fish, there's big fish, there's lots of sunfish. And they're just staring at this camera because there's a little blinking light on it. But let's go back and drop the other camera in. All right, let's go over to side number 2. And I think a lot of fish are going to get attracted to that, but there's just fish all over the place. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this one. Oh, I see fish. Oh, that was whoa, whatever that was big. There's let's take a look at this. So there's a cattle panel, and I don't know if it's gonna block my view. Down there I don't know if I'll be able to see much. We're gonna try to also face this one downstream. The other one's pointing under the bridge. I wanna have this one pointing out from under the bridge. Second GoPro is on and being dropped down. This one I've kind of spooked off a lot of fish. It might take a minute for the fish to come back. And turn. the water you go. Current's blowing it a little bit. Ooh, right there. Ah, it's kind of twisting. Quit twisting on me. Alright, kind of twisting around a little bit. I think I see some fish though. Our goal is to rotate this one out right there. We can tie it off on this. No, other way. So let's take a look at this one. I had to skip forward about 10 to 15 seconds before we saw any fish, and then we have some kind of sucker fish. Oh, that's a bluegill in the middle. Some kind of sunfish. I can't tell if for sure if it's a bluegill or, well, let's see if it gets close enough. Come on. Yeah, there's some sunfish in the background. Oh, here we go. That's bluegill. I think another bluegill with it. But this is on the other side of the bridge. I kind of had leaned over to drop it, and anything that was sitting right there, because a lot of fish will sit in this little pocket, they got spooked off. But then they come back really quick. Like as soon as you walk away, I think I went to my truck to rig up a fishing pole and just left this one alone. And we can't see as far as I thought we could see. I thought you'd be able to see like really far, but it's always like that underwater. Like you can think the water clarity is amazing, then you get there when you actually look underwater, it gets distorted quite a bit. But right on the left there, where it's barely coming into view, is some kind of sucker fish, and on the right I think too, a little bluegill in the middle. I don't know if those are. Yeah, I wish we'd get a little closer. I'm not sure how curious those kind of fish are. They're always a little different. Like bluegill and bass are like super curious fish. They'll come right up to your camera and peck on it or look at it. Where a lot of other fish are not less. They're kind of less aggressive and dominant, I guess, where they do their own thing. Well, let's skip forward a little bit. Let me skip up and see if we can find something happening. We went ahead about a minute, I'd say. And there's those red horse, I think they are. That bluegill's coming up, getting really close and personal. There's a lot of just little debris floating. Oh, look at that little largemouth. He's really curious. They come in with their eyes, and then they turn and look at it with their other eye because they can like only see like they see sideways and up. These suckers in the back are just chilling. I don't even see them eating or anything. Oh, here comes a little bigger one. Oh, I'd say those are, oh, wow, he was close. Those are average, like 3-4 inch. Oh, wait, the one on the right might be a red breast. I didn't get a good look at it. Oh, there's a sucker down there eating. You can barely see it. He's down there digging in the dirt. They eat like little grubs and crustaceans and stuff. So sometimes you can catch them on a. Whoa! What is this guy? What? This dude is thick. Oh, dude, come back on camera. All right, we gotta see if that guy comes back in. He's sitting right on the edge. He's probably just looking at the red light. I got the camera in wide view for this. I probably should have did super wide. I'm not sure how that would work. Oh no, that's a little bluegill. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit more because I want to see if we show us what that big sunfish was. I probably skipped ahead about 2 to 3 minutes, and there was just lots of little sunfish going through, some bass cruising through, and then I saw this fish come through that we hadn't seen yet, a new species on here, and he shows up here in just a second. Hey, where is he? Oh, there he is, right there on the bottom of your screen. That's another sucker. That's a northern hog sucker, and they're in a lot of creeks. They have like a camo pattern to them, but it's another type of sucker fish. They can be really like distinct when you see them, but oh, whoa! Now that's something different. That's a, I don't know. That's a different sunfish. Maybe a red breast, but he or she looked a little bit bigger. Let's go check on the other side of the camera. This one over here definitely has more fish. I guess it's just where they're sitting. That's why I want to put 2 GoPros out. Kind of see where they're. Look how many sunfish there are on this side. And then there's some bass coming through. Some of them are decent sized sunfish, and you can just see that there's like, 10 or more there, and they're just kind of moving around. Ooh, that one. He's curious. It's funny how like they take turns like looking at the camera and be like, oh wait, let me come check this thing out. So, all right, let's move ahead. I thought this shot here was really cool. You just see, all of a sudden you'll see how many sunfish there are looking in here. And at this time, I think I'm fishing off the bridge, catching a few fish. But, like, I mean, there's like 20 or 30 different sunfish, mostly bluegill. But they're, like, we're just seeing one little direction, and I can see like 15 or 20 because there's little spots in the back. And then there's this one that comes up here on the left. You can barely see it, but you see it when it turns its body that it's a red breast. Let's see if he does it. And then there's one, yeah, right there on the left. He's got some red. It looks like a red breast. Then there's one in the background that's pretty big. And yeah, it was just kind of a cool, like, just in about a 15-second. Oh, and there's something big down below. That's something different. There's about a 15-20 seconds there where you just see a bunch of different fish. Oh yeah, these. See, look down at the bottom on the left, and those are bigger sunfish, and I think they may be something that I'm about to catch when I'm fishing. But we will show some fishing after. Oh man, it's too cool. I love watching it, especially when. Oh yeah, look at that. What kind of fish is that one right there? The bottom left. Oh, he just went off. That was something bigger. That was kind of cool. And let's go to show me actually catching a few fish. I'm imagining this underwater footage is amazing, but we'll take a break. And I got a little 3-inch swim bait, and then I got a little like Bobby Garland. We're gonna start with a little swim bait. We're just gonna drop it in, see if we can catch one of these bass. Because usually I'd go real small lures, but I saw enough fish in there to know that this lure right here, there's fish plenty big enough to hit it. Ooh. Let's see if we can drop it in front of the camera first. There's a fish right by the camera. That didn't take no time. He swallowed that thing. This is a nice little largemouth. I don't know if that showed up on camera or not. He didn't go easy on this little lure. He swallowed it. Luckily it's not too deep, I don't think. Just a little largemouth. I know there's bigger than that, but that's still pretty cool to get out of this little creek. Oh yeah. Oh my. Another largemouth. Even bigger. I can't. Oh man, it's right in my face. Even bigger. Yeah. I saw that one eat it. All right, there's a red breast. Red breast sunfish. What is that? Oh, that's cool. It's a warmouth. That may be that. I saw some big sunfish. I couldn't figure out what they were. So this is a warmouth. I saw him eat it off. There was like 2 of them chasing at it. This is a spot, usually has rock bass in it. Just real clean water. Just kind of like these, just like 3 little creeks come together, little springs come together right here to make one little creek. That's a pretty fish. Back underwater we go, and this time I decided I was gonna just move the camera just to a different spot for a few minutes. So we kind of just move it over to the other side, and then we will move the other one. But I didn't leave it there long. Let's see. Well, drop it in the water, and down in we go. So much growth and like just grass or whatever you call it. I think it's because the water here stays so constant because it's like some springs that come out of the ground. But like there's so much life that comes out of these kind of things, and there probably could be all kinds of stuff living in all the different weeds and everything, and it's kind of cool to see them go up to the top. Well, if we drop it in, nothing's happening here. I remember seeing something cool when I was looking through this one. Let's see if we can find that. There wasn't much going on over here. A few bluegill come through, but look at this school of little minnows on the right side. I think they're mosquito fish, but and hey, this guy comes up to check out the camera. But there was that little school of minnows, just kind of cool. It's just like a little bunch of them, just kind of go through all together. But there's bluegill that kind of just keep moving around and swimming through like this little jungle area. So I think there's some more action on the other camera. So I think this one's about done. Not much else happens here. But there's a couple more cool things that I saw on the other camera, and we'll end it out watching that. Yeah, camera, that's not me messing with it. That's the fish. You can see he's like hitting the line or something. But check out big fella that pulls up right here. Look how thick this guy is. I don't even know what species is. I can't tell. It's either a green sunfish or a warmouth. I couldn't tell. Sometimes looking at them, underwater is a little bit hard to figure them out. And here's the big guy again. There's just a lot going on. But watch what happens here in just a second. I think this is the one. Boom, right there. Something spooked him. Either I walked over the bridge or something spooked everything. Watch how that fish, a lot of them darted away. He just slowly sinks to the bottom. Like that's his defense mechanism. And that's what they do. Like they can just be sitting totally still and just slowly start to sink. And a lot of them will dart and hide, but he's a little bit bigger. I don't think he thinks he has to do too much. Then right after that, this is about 15 seconds later. Look how many fish just come across the screen in the next 20 seconds. It really is really cool how, as a red breast, largemouth, it's a bunch of bluegill came through, but how many different fish can live. And this is just a tiny little creek that you drive over and don't think anything of. Like this is a small stream where I fished some parts of it. There's a few good deep holes, but for the most part, this is a really, really small stream just going through a cow field. And there's just so much life going through. And we're just seeing just a little view of it. I have to get a 360 camera or something like that maybe one of these days, because there could be fish on the other side of this camera looking at it. And then all of a sudden they can all disappear and hide in their little holes. We are only seeing a little bit. And they just like that, they vanished. Well, there's a little bluegill coming through. Well, it's time for me to pull these cameras out now. And if this turns out really well, I may try to do some more, because I've always liked the idea, and I just love watching underwater footage, especially when it's places that I've fished before and I kind of want to see what else is in there. Sometimes, like, I think we're going to be surprised how many fish, looking back now, but how many fish are in there, how many fish showed up. It's hard to say. Sometimes the camera angle might not have turned out the greatest, but I have a couple more places that I think I might try something like this. If you got any suggestions, or if this turns out, if you like this kind of stuff, I kind of like to hear. I like trying different things. I don't want to be stuck doing like one type of video, but I want to do everything that's involved with like creeks and just exploring them and just what's out there. And this is one of my favorite little creeks to come to. It almost never disappoints. It's like it's always changing what's in there, but there's always so much life. And that's what I like about exploring these little creeks and streams, and just kind of keeps me coming back to them. So thanks for watching.